Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Erin Warner, founder of Head and Heart Studio. Erin is a speaker, coach, and facilitator who helps individuals and teams connect courageously, communicate clearly, and collaborate creatively. Erin's work brings a freshly focus on clarity of purpose, visuals aligned habits, and human connection, challenging the hustle-first mindset with something deeper, alignment, authenticity, and sustainable growth. Erin, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Olivia. I'm really happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm excited to dive in. So, typically with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning of their journey. So, if you don't mind taking me back to what it was that you was doing before you started up Head and Heart Studio, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Sure. Happy to share. So, like a lot of things that only make sense really in hindsight, but looking back, what I see in my journey was really I was ping-ponging between two sides of myself. Um, and the two sides of myself are there's this like really adventurous side of me that's like a dreamer, really curious, really brave. Also, I'm the daughter of a poet, so kind of a poetic, mystical side to myself. And then there's another side of me that's really practical, driven, ambitious. This side is also very idealistic and really wanted to be mission driven and make an impact on the world.
Mm.
So it was hard for me to bring those two things together. So I was like a waitress, both in college and in high school. Um, I took time off of college even and went to Paris and like worked in a really cool bistro as a waitress, stubbornly instead of doing like a study abroad program as everyone else suggested. I was like, no, I want to do something different. So that's an example of that side of me. Meanwhile, while I was in college, I studied US history. I focused on the US civil rights movement as really a case study. I had a real curiosity about how social change happens. Like, what's the formula? What are the strategies and tactics for
Mm.
effective social change? So I graduated with that degree. Then after college, the bohemian side came out again. I interned on an organic farm. I went to Burning Man twice, like this whole idealistic gathering of creative people. But then I thought, okay, I got to get serious again, practical. And so I deepened on what I had studied in college, and I went to law school to practice public interest law. And I mean, as you can see, these are like real extremes that I'm bouncing
Feels
between.
like a battle going on between which side's good.
It
I love it.
really is. And the
Yeah.
part of me that wasn't being expressed, like, would never be ignored. The voice kept coming up, like, I am part of you too. And like, I have gifts to offer, so don't ignore me. But it took me a while to get to the point where I'm finally at now in the present day of integrating and bringing both sides of me fully online because together it is stronger and it is like a very unique alchemy of bringing these two sides together. So that's what brought me actually to my current place of offering self-love and empowerment coaching because for the past 8 years I've been doing coaching and facilitating in a corporate context and it's been extremely meaningful teaching people about emotional intelligence, leadership, and communication so
Mm.
they can be better leaders. But still there was a part of me in parallel that was on this self-love journey just for my personal growth and healing and empowerment. And it was such an important awakening and empowerment for myself that I just talked to everyone about it, really excited about it. And I realized, well, I'm a coach and a facilitator. I have these tools. I can bring a new subject matter online for my clients. And so that's where the first time I feel I've really integrated all these parts of me. And that's why I'm so passionate about this offering that I'm making now.
Yeah, I love it. And even the name kind of represents that. You've got your head and your heart and which one's winning, but we're going to put both together and we've got like a marriage made in heaven, which is not, I mean, it's very easy for me to sit here and say that, but it is such a long journey and such a powerful one when you kind of manage to navigate that. And then even as you're saying, like having that coaching experience, helping people become great leaders and just communicate well with their team, that all comes hand in hand when you're talking about yourself as well. It's very hard to be a leader when you're kind of not fully in that position yourself and maybe imposter syndrome setting in. So the marriage is working really well. I like the flow of it. So let's dive into that a little bit more then. So like walk me through who would you say is your ideal customer? And then from there, how is it you help them and how do you support them?
Thank you. So, my ideal customer is someone who really is a very curious person, who's also motivated because I'm a very practical, results-oriented person. So, I'm going to ask my clients to do some work and to take some risks. And so, I want someone who's motivated. That's going to be a good fit. And also, a word person.
Oh,
My work is very word oriented. I really believe in the power of words and that they literally are magic spells that we use every day to create our reality. And so my work really resonates with someone who really believes in the power of words, or at least is open to that as
I love
well.
that. And I think that's often forgotten because words are so powerful and what you repeat to yourself every day does become like the norm in your mind. So I love that aspect of it. So then walk me through what it's like to work with you. So this is like on a one-to-one level or are there like a group offer? Like what is that whole package look like?
Yeah, there's a variety of ways to work with me. My signature offering is a self-love and empowerment program. It's an 8-week program, and right now it's a one-on-one program, but I'm considering doing some group ones in the near future. And I take you through actually, I call it my LOVE love framework. So the first step is look within, just getting more self-awareness and understanding of your internal landscape. The O stands for observe and own your words. So that's where we really start to really become aware of our self-talk. And then those two sides are like internal. And
Okay.
now, because I'm practical, the second two steps are like, okay, we're going out into the real world. We're going to take action. So V is voice and verify. So now that you've become aware of your self-talk, you've started to replace it with more positive self-talk. What difference does that make? What new behaviors and choices are you going to make? And these can be micro things,
Mhm.
but they build up to big shifts. But I'm going to provide you that loving push and accountability to take some small risks and make some new choices out in the real world. And then you verify what happens. Like the story in my head, the fears I had, are they really true? And most of the time they're not. And if they are, that's also good information to have. And the last step is E, which is evolve, which is basically, I now invite you to take ownership of your self-love journey. Like I've gotten you this far with the self-talk work, and now you've got to keep it fresh. Just like going to the gym, you might get tired of a certain workout after a while, but that doesn't mean you're going to stop working out.
Yeah.
And it's the same with self-love. So where do you want to go with this? And we can co-create it together, but I really want you to now take ownership of your journey.
I love it. And I think that's the beautiful thing about coaching as well. It is about you taking ownership of your journey and not so much and moving forward towards that goal as well, not so much kind of sitting in it, relying on other people to cover it up or make you feel good. So yeah, and love is the way forward. Really good analogy. So I'm intrigued to see then how you go about acquiring your customers as well. So like what methods and what channels are you finding most effective in really reaching that right person to work with?
Thank you. So, yeah, I'm at the beginning of this particular journey, and what I've done for the past 8 years, the company I've been a part of, we really relied on word of mouth and reputation and like really super pleasing our clients where they were excited to
Yeah.
share that with others. So, that's where I'm starting from. And now that this is my first time of my own initiative that I get to create according to my vision, I want to be more visible. So, I do want to use social media, LinkedIn and Instagram in particular. I'm also starting a newsletter, which for me, like I like a little bit long form. I don't want to be long and like boring and then like people don't read it, but a little deeper than I feel I can go on like Instagram or social media. So I'm really excited to launch a newsletter. Also events. So I do like workshops where you can get a little teaser of what it's like to work with me. And also collaborations where, I can tap into other people's network, they can tap into mine. I will share something that was surprising, but that I'm leaning into. For my first group of clients, I just relied on word of mouth and my network. And I took 5 people on as sort of a pilot program. And the way it turned out, all five of them are men. Now, that was not intentional. It was very intentional. I wanted men to feel included because self-love is a little bit coded feminine. And I deeply believe that men need and deserve self-love as much as women. So I definitely wanted them to feel included. But here it was like they were actually attracted and resonated with what I was offering. And I'm actually really honored by that. And I definitely want to lean into serving men with this program,
Mm.
both because I feel like they are a little bit underserved and because it can only help women as well. The more men have self-love and empowerment, that's only going to benefit the women in their lives as well.
Yeah, fully. And that's such a great aspect to come from it because I feel like there is maybe more of a stigma when men announce self-love or they kind of portray the acts of it. It's more seen as an ego thing. And I do think that's wrong. It should be expressed in the same way as what a woman is always encouraged to do. So that's amazing moving forward. And then obviously, so touching on a little bit of all aspects, I suppose, of marketing and just trying to get what you can and find comfortable in your feet. With regards to social media, is that kind of a new avenue for you to take, not having that experience beforehand?
Yeah, using it for generating business is
Yeah.
a new thing for me. So yeah, it's interesting to get to now try to discover what is my voice, how to communicate my message in a clear
Yeah.
and compelling way. And yeah, this inquiry into like appealing to men and women or women, like just how that message can be customized.
Yeah.
And I will say, as like the practical side of me, it's not gendered. Like many people might be attracted to that, but possibly men in particular. Um, but one thing I do say is that love is a verb. They say that also in relationships, like you got to show the love, but I believe it's true for self-love as well. So like I am very action oriented and practical in what I think it means to have self-love.
Yeah. And I think it's quite personal to yourself as well, right? Self-love, how you express it, how you relate to it, because everyone has their own form of vision on love and their own form of opinion on it. But definitely, man, and even that, when you're looking to do like social media and copywriting and making sure you're hitting the avatar, niching down to talk to a man it is a great way to do that. And just really niching down in general, just make sure that your voice is being heard and that you're kind of seen as that specialist in your field. That's kind of the key when you're moving through social media, just as a tip.
Yeah, I want to be, yeah, I have a unique point of view on self-love. Self-love is, a
Yeah.
topic that has a lot of voices in it, and I feel like my voice is unique, so I want to
Yeah.
really own that.
I love it. Being authentic the whole way through. And then obviously I'm assuming you're still a solopreneur at the moment as well, or like do you have a team that are helping you out on the back end of things sometimes?
So I'm very much a solopreneur, and that was a really hard thing for me to embrace because I have this story in my head. I don't like to do things alone. It's just so much more fun and also meaningful to do things together. So that was a hurdle for me for a while until I realized I don't have to do it alone. Like I have brought on people to help me with the website, with the newsletter, and that really got me unstuck. And then also like collaborating with people who maybe aren't doing the exact same thing as me, but we have little projects that we can do together. Like I'm creating a retreat that we're going to launch next year with a really close friend and collaborator, and also a workshop with a different person. So while I'm doing Head and Heart Studio is my thing alone for now, I feel like so supported by so many different people in different ways.
That's really good. And then making use of the space as well. So like within your own ecosystem, helping other coaches out, you may be able to like use that as more of a referral system as well, which is always nice, not having that come to.
Yeah.
But then also, what are like your goals or your ambitions for the company now moving forward? So like, are you planning to have a team? Like, would that be on the cards for you if you could have fellow coaches yourself, um, to help out, I guess?
It's a good question, and I guess I would say TBD. It's really emergent. I want to get some momentum on the offerings that I have for now. And like the ambitious side of me is like, yes, all of it, the sky's the limit. And I do want to have great impact, and have fun doing it. And some of my best professional memories were being part of a team. So absolutely, I would welcome that.
Cool. So it's still on the cards moving
Yeah.
forward. And then, so in saying that, where are you finding like the biggest challenge for yourself in taking that next step in scaling the business to a new level?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is still honing in on my voice and my message and, making choices like you don't. you can't be everything to everybody. And so I think that's where I'm at of just really making choices and feeling confident that it will attract the people who are meant to be there.
Yeah, trust in the process and
Yeah.
moving on from there. Beautiful. And Erin, I have one final question to ask you before we log out. So, if you could go back in time and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now but that you didn't know then, what would you say to yourself?
Yeah, it relates to the ping ponging that I described in my journey. My advice would be it's okay to pivot and change and express different sides of yourself, but if possible, always add, don't abandon. Don't abandon what you've built, what you've accomplished, and specifically don't abandon who you know. Like, really cultivate mentors. There are people who are on your path who want to help you and who can help you. And if you just walk away and like start from scratch, then you're not letting them do that. So really always add and really be open to mentorship.
I love that. Beautiful. And what a beautiful way to end the podcast. Erin, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to work with you and connect with you if they would like to do so?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. And I would love for people to look for me on LinkedIn. The URL is Erin Warner Catalyst. And then also they can find me on Instagram. And like that, again, is the more free-spirited side of my persona. And that handle is Head and Heart After Party.
Beautiful. So we've got the more serious business side on LinkedIn, and then we go to the after party on LinkedIn. On
Exactly.
Instagram. I love
All parts of me
it.
want to be
I love
expressed.
it. Beautiful. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing, and we will see you on the next one.